What is going on, guys? The Truth Be Told 92 here, and I want to talk about, are you really making money? And this is something that me and my friends often talk about a lot. Basically, we live in this society where everything is pushed by the currency, okay, the money, the dineros, the pesos, the dollar bill, etc. The currency, everything's pushed by the need and want for money. And it's funny because we always hear the saying, money is the root to all evil, or the love of money is the root to all evil. And a lot of times, we're like, well, no, because people have to have money to survive. We need currency to function. But when you really sit down and think about it, currency itself is a whole new concept. It hasn't been around that long. When you look at how old Earth is, okay, how old the world is, and then you predate older civilizations, and you really sit down and think about it, people weren't using currency. There was more of a trading, borrowing process, and then all of a sudden it came to capitalism with the idea that, okay, there's goods that are in demand that people need and want, and then we're going to have a price for things that people need and want. And we're going to have this free market, and everyone's going to be able to make money off of this, and it's going to be awesome. Free market. It's just like socialism or any other social concept. Things sound really great in theory, but when you see them in practice, they pretty much suck. Okay, because if you notice, with this want and need for goods and demands, and then having these prices, which a lot of times these prices are astronomical, the majority of the time they're astronomical, yet people are not being paid enough to afford these wants and goods and needs, and it becomes, a runaway capitalistic system of, okay, these prices do not match the wages that people are being paid, so how is this fair? And, how is this right? But anyways, a lot of times this want or desire for money leads to people doing things that are unethical, that are dangerous, they're unsafe, downright wrong. People are robbing, killing, and stealing for money. People are working, long hours, long days, and years at companies and jobs that treat them like trash for money. People are literally working to their death. Especially for my generation, the idea of retirement is long gone. I mean, we don't even have those opportunities and options anymore. Because, a lot of these companies and businesses have completely gotten rid of their 401ks, their benefits, their retirement options and plans. They don't even exist anymore. And if they do, they've been cut in half and sliced and just completely, they're not even nearly as much money or opportunities and benefits that were here 15 years ago. So when you look at it now, there's really no point in retiring. And then even if you look at some of your older, the baby boomers and your older parents and grandparents, and you look at how they're living on their retirement, it's kind of like, what's the point? Because you work all these years to basically live on a budget. And basically live paycheck to paycheck and be poor, basically. I really don't, I don't really see the point of retiring, personally, because it's just not worth it. And then the question comes back, with the money situation, is it the individual's responsibility to save money for the retirement, or is it the company's, and or should it be both, or should it be society? All these questions come into play. And to me, they're valid questions. I think as individuals, we should be responsible to a certain extent. However, it's our society's responsibility also, because my thing is, how are we going to save for retirement if we don't get paid enough in the first place? These are, honestly, these are valid questions and concerns, right? How are we going to save for retirement when we're making minimum wage? When our wages do not reflect the price to live. It doesn't reflect inflation. How are we supposed to save? Because I look at myself. I'm working part-time as a general merchandise stocker, third shift, and we're literally only making minimum wage, basically. We get paid $8.15 an hour, and then we have a 50-cent premium between the hours of 12 a.m. and 5 a.m. And that 50-cent premium, you would think, would be $8.65 an hour, but when you really look at your pay, you look at get your pay stub and you notice they, like at this particular company that I work for, they separate your 50-cent premium from your hourly wage. So what ends up happening is you made $10 this week off of the premium. And it's like, why isn't that all included into one, consolidated wage? Why is it separated? And so basically what ends up happening is I make anywhere from $151 to $191 every week. And that's not enough to live. I'm just putting it out there. It's not enough to live. I'm not even making $1,000 every month. And yet I'm supposed to save for retirement. I'm supposed to pay bills. I'm supposed to be a productive member of society. Yet you can't even pay us a decent wage. And that's what I mean by, whose responsibility is that? I agree, as individuals, we need to take care of ourselves and be responsible for our actions. However, who's going to create these jobs that are going to pay us well? And of course, there's that theory of, we need to make our own jobs. We need to go into business for ourselves, which I fully agree with. However, where are you going to get the money to start your own business if you can't? It's just, I'm just saying, it's going to always come back to, where's the money? How come our wages are so low, yet the price of living is so high? Like, it just doesn't balance out at all. Which brings me back to this. When you really sit down and think about it, even if you're making millions of dollars a year, which is beautiful, if you are, congratulations to you, or you're a six-figure and you're making well than enough money to survive and still have money to do things that you want and still have things that you need, beautiful to you. But when you sit down and think about it, it's never fair, because the exchange is never fair. Think about it. We're exchanging time that we'll never get back for money that really, when you sit down and think about it, is not real. The whole concept is not even real. And that's just it. It's a social construction. It's a concept. Concepts are not tangible. They're not real. You can't see a concept. You know what I mean? So it ends up becoming, I just gave you 6 hours of my life that I'll never get back, and you can't even pay me $100 for that. Honestly, you look at this minimum wage, depending on what location you are, or city, state in the USA, or other countries, you just gave 6-8 hours of your life, yet you're not even getting $50 for those hours. It just doesn't even add up. It's just really crazy to me. But like I said, I make $150 to $191 every week, and we're paid every week, which I thought was going to be a plus when I first started, looking into this job and thinking, oh my God, I'm getting paid every week, awesome. But when you sit down and think about that, that doesn't really mean anything, because the minute you get paid, you're going back to being broke within a couple of hours, depending on what bills you have to pay. Which brings me to this, the love and the want and the need for money, the desire, we're literally willing to work lazy, I'm not even say lazy, but work horrible jobs, basically, be treated like trash, be manipulated and exploited, just to say we have a couple of coins in our pocket. It's really sad, which brings me to my next video that I will be doing. We're wasting our time a lot of times in these quote-unquote jobs. But next video coming up soon. If you enjoyed this commentary, thumbs up the video. I would like to know what you guys think. Is it the root to all evil? The desire or want or love for money? Is it the root to all evil? Let me know in the comment box below. And if you enjoyed this video, subscribe, thumbs up. And if you would like to, follow me on Instagram at Vordir92 and follow me on the Twitter at Gia Ireland. I follow back.